Keanu Reeves, a fan favorite known for his humble and generous nature, recently shocked everyone by revealing that Hollywood insiders have been trying to blacklist him. For many, this is hard to believe given his reputation as a genuinely good person and talented actor whose films have grossed over $3 billion worldwide. But now, some insiders seem eager to push him out, raising the question of what Keanu might have done to provoke such a reaction. Keanu has always been somewhat of an outsider in Hollywood, taking a unique path into the industry that was anything but typical. With a career spanning over 3 decades, Keanu's journey is not solely defined by box office numbers. Born in Beirut, Lebanon, in 1964, he faced a childhood filled with upheaval and struggle after his father left when he was only 3. Moving frequently with his mother, he lived in cities like Sydney, New York, and Toronto, attending 4 different high schools in just 5 years. School life was tough as he struggled with dyslexia, making it even harder to succeed academically. However, despite these challenges, Keanu discovered a passion for acting early on. By age 9, he was performing on stage, and by 15, he knew acting was his calling. At 17, he made the bold decision to drop out of high school and fully commit to his dream, eventually moving to Los Angeles at 20 to pursue it. The early years in Hollywood were not easy. Keanu took on small roles, including a stint in the Canadian sitcom, Hanging In, which, while far from glamorous, served as a starting point. In 1986, he landed a role in River's Edge, a dark drama that began to put him on the map. From there, his career started to gain momentum, and he soon became known for his laid-back, cool demeanor in roles like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. In the 90s, Keanu stepped into the spotlight as an action star with films like Point Break and Speed, marking his arrival in Hollywood. Yet, as his career thrived, his personal life was filled with hardship. His sister, Kim, was diagnosed with leukemia, leading Keanu to pause his career to support her. Quietly, he donated millions to cancer research and stayed by her side, underscoring his values of family and compassion over fame. Keanu's life has been deeply marked by tragedy, losing close friends like River Phoenix to a drug overdose and later enduring unimaginable grief when his girlfriend, Jennifer Syme, lost their child in a stillbirth. Tragically, Jennifer herself passed away shortly after in a car accident. Despite such loss, Keanu has remained resilient, staying true to himself and pressing on, not for the fame, but for his love of acting. His journey was never about fitting in, instead, it was about staying grounded. In a world where egos often run high, Keanu has remained an outsider, choosing his own path with humility and grace, a quality that only makes him more beloved. Given his kind nature, why would Hollywood shun someone like Keanu? One reason might be that he never conformed to Hollywood's norms of glitz and glamour. Rather than chasing fame, Keanu charted his own course, guided by his own rules. When he started out, he did not enjoy instant fame. He had to work his way up from smaller roles, unlike some actors who experience immediate success. From the beginning, Keanu focused on his craft, driven by a quiet determination to do what he loved without the typical Hollywood ambition. Even as he gained recognition, his approach remained the same. He did not obsess over fame or pursue only blockbuster roles. While he starred in major films that earned billions, he never allowed these roles to define him, avoiding the stereotypical image of a Hollywood star. Instead, he maintained a grounded approach, keeping his personal life private and avoiding the flashy lifestyle that often comes with fame. For Keanu, fame was simply a byproduct of his passion for acting, never the end goal. As Keanu began to land bigger roles in Speed and The Matrix, he remained unchanged. He did not become the typical superstar nor someone who constantly appeared in tabloids. Instead, he was known as the down-to-earth actor comfortable with riding the subway as he was walking the red carpet. His humility and authenticity endeared him to fans, setting him apart in an industry obsessed with image. What makes Keanu's journey intriguing is that, despite not fitting into Hollywood's mold, he became one of the most recognizable actors worldwide by choosing roles that interested him for their storytelling, not just for fame. While Keanu's varied filmography shows his range, from the time-traveling character in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure to the tough action hero in John Wick, some Hollywood insiders never fully understood him. In an industry that values conformity, Keanu's choice to walk his own path made him an outsider. Hollywood often expects its stars to play the game, to embrace fame, and flaunt success. However, Keanu has always kept a low profile, living outside the Hollywood bubble and avoiding attention for attention's sake. Instead, he has let his work speak for itself, and this authenticity only makes him more cherished by his audience. Hollywood has its own ideas about stardom, but Keanu has rewritten the rulebook, becoming an icon by staying true to himself without being caught up in the fame machine. His journey is a reminder that in an industry where many get lost in the glitz, it is possible to stay grounded and still find success. You don't have to compromise who you are or chase fame. Sometimes, simply being yourself is enough, and that has been the essence of Keanu's journey, remaining true to who he is, regardless of what the industry has thrown his way. This is why it's surprising that anyone would want to push someone like Keanu out, someone known for his humility, generosity, and authenticity. Yet, as we all know, Hollywood isn't always about kindness or decency. It's often about control, power, and making sure everyone plays by the rules. And if there's one thing Keanu has shown, it's that he has no interest in following those rules. One of the clearest examples of Hollywood's odd attitude toward Keanu is Matthew Perry's unexpected critique in his memoir. Out of nowhere, Perry took a swipe at Keanu, saying, "Why is it that original thinkers like River Phoenix and Heath Ledger die, but Keanu Reeves still walks among us?" The comment didn't sit well with anyone, fans were furious, and the internet was quick to rally behind Keanu. The backlash was intense enough that Perry had to issue an apology, claiming he had picked Keanu's name at random. But that begs the question, why pick Keanu at all? The truth is, Perry isn't the first to criticize Keanu, and he likely won't be the last. Resentment toward Keanu has been brewing in Hollywood for years, and although it may not always be obvious, it certainly exists. In fact, in 2019, Keanu himself revealed that Fox Studios blacklisted him after he refused to star in Speed 2. If you've seen Speed 2, you probably understand why Keanu turned it down. It's widely considered one of the worst sequels ever made. Keanu's decision to avoid it was wise, yet instead of respecting his choice, Fox Studios retaliated by blacklisting him, punishing him for not following their plan. Sandra Bullock returned for Speed 2, but Keanu held his ground, and as he predicted, the film bombed. Fox held a grudge, and Keanu remained out of their favor for over a decade. Keanu's resistance to Hollywood's expectations doesn't end there. In an interview, he spoke about his refusal to allow deepfake technology in his contracts. While some actors are comfortable with CGI and deepfakes, Keanu sees the potential dangers. He's open to CGI enhancing a scene, but he draws the line when it replaces an actor's actual performance. In one instance, a digital tear was added to his face in a scene where he hadn't actually cried, which changed his view on how technology can distort the authenticity of acting. Since then, Keanu has made it clear that he won't allow his likeness to be manipulated with deep fakes. But, as expected, this hasn't gone over well with Hollywood elites who are enamored with the latest technology. They see Keanu's stance as a challenge to their control, but he's not just protecting himself, he's standing up for every actor who might one day be replaced by a digital version. This bold position certainly hasn't boosted his popularity with Hollywood's decision-makers, but Keanu remains unbothered. He won't compromise his principles just to stay in their good graces. Keanu's perspective on technology extends beyond deep fakes. He's also expressed concerns about AI-generated art and music. While some people see AI's potential, Keanu is wary of its impact on the future of creativity and culture. He questions who really controls AI-generated works and what their value is if they aren't made by human hands. Keanu envisions a future where art and culture are manipulated by machines, and he's not willing to sit back and watch that happen. In Hollywood, where the next big thing often takes precedence over artistic integrity, this kind of thinking makes Keanu a bit of a rebel. Hollywood, a machine driven by control, labels anyone who doesn't comply as difficult or stubborn. Keanu has been called both, but let's be honest, those are simply code words for he won't be controlled. Keanu has always done things his way, even if it meant missing out on big roles or not being the most popular figure in Hollywood. Whether it's turning down a paycheck for a poor sequel or rejecting technology that compromises acting's authenticity, Keanu has consistently chosen his own path. Hollywood may have tried, and still tries, to push him out, but you can't push out someone who doesn't need you. Keanu isn't in this for fame, money, or approval. He's here because he loves his work, and he'll do it on his terms. That's why his fans adore him. He's unlike anyone else in Hollywood. He's genuine, real, and unwilling to sell out just to keep the industry happy. This authenticity is precisely what makes Keanu Reeves special. While Hollywood often tries to mold actors into something they are not, Keanu has remained true to himself. He's uninterested in following the rules of an industry that values control and power above all else. He's here for the craft, his love for acting, and his fans. And no matter how hard Hollywood tries, they'll never be able to push him out. Keanu Reeves isn't going anywhere, and his fans wouldn't have it any other way. Given all this, what does Keanu's past blacklisting by Fox Studios mean for his future in Hollywood? The reality is, it hasn't slowed him down at all. Keanu has an exciting slate of upcoming projects, and fans are eagerly anticipating what's next. He'll be voicing Shadow the Hedgehog in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, releasing December 20, 2024. With his unique style, he's sure to make Shadow a memorable character. And, of course, there's also John Wick 5. Although there's still some mystery around Keanu's involvement, Lionsgate is already moving forward with the project. In addition, he'll make a cameo as John Wick in Ballerina, a spin-off starring Ana de Armas, set to release in 2025. Keanu's creative reach doesn't end there. He's venturing into the world of comics with BRZRKR, a live-action film based on the comic he co-created, where he'll play B, an immortal warrior working for the government. Netflix is producing the film, with an anime adaptation also in development. Fans of Constantine will be thrilled to know that Constantine 2 is officially in the works, with Keanu reprising his role as the iconic John Constantine. Under the direction of Francis Lawrence, this long-awaited sequel promises another gripping supernatural adventure. Keanu has even more projects in the pipeline, like Rally Car, Past Midnight, and Good Fortune, a comedy co-starring Seth Rogen and Keke Palmer. There's also Outcome, a dark comedy directed by Jonah Hill, where Keanu plays a former Hollywood star being blackmailed. With this impressive lineup, it's clear that Keanu Reeves isn't going anywhere. Whether voicing a video game character, starring in a comic adaptation, or reprising beloved roles, he continues to give his best, and his fans are all here for it. So, which of Keanu's upcoming movies are you most excited about?